I've had enough! Not until you lie dead at my feet.
Cool people, what's going on, man? Happy Memorial Day to everybody. Shit, we back at it, man. Well, I say back at it, I gotta sit still because all of y'all scrubs want to take a damn off day. So while y'all sitting at home, I'm out here in the middle of Arizona in this heat and shit, so I got the AC running. You might hear a little background noise, man, but you gotta deal with it today, man. That's what we got going on. It's hot out here and I gotta run this AC. Anyway, man, what's going on? Welcome back to the podcast. We got a few things I want to discuss today, man. Check it out. Shit. First and foremost, it's getting crazy out here with all this mistrust in men, man. Trust in men is at an all-time low. This whole, I know y'all have seen this whole man versus bear situation, man. With folks, these females out here talking about, and I mean, a strong portion of women are saying that they'd rather be stranded out with a bear. I don't know if I talked about this on the last episode, but I'm about to address that shit today because it runs congruent with something else. You know, I sit here and talk on Facebook to people that I know, and I have discussions, and we're getting to a point where we get so comfortable in these echo chambers and whatever. So I'm gonna want to bring that up and have a discussion about that. A conversation I had with this is an old lady, a woman I used to know from back when my wife was friends with her daughter. We'll get off into that and how she treated that conversation. Man, the fertility rate's low, student loan debt's up, man. Women are just unhappy overall. So let's talk about some of that stuff, man. Let's get into it. But first and foremost, you know how I do, man. We got to talk this money first. So y'all sit tight. Let's get it. All right. Yeah, what's going on? So, people, it's money, man. If you're not investing, you need to start. At the end of the day, you got a lot of money that needs to be made. You guys worried about inflation and all that kind of stuff. I preach this. You got to get involved with investing, man. If you don't put your money somewhere and let it work for you, then there's going to be other guys, like people I know and myself, people I'm close with and myself included, who are going to go ahead and invest, and we're going to get ahead of y'all. We put our money to work. We don't just sit here and buy and spend frivolously. I talked about it in the last episode where they were talking about, this, I think it was a 50-30-20 rule, right? Where 50% of your income is supposed to supposedly go into the necessities, and then 30% into what they call discretionary spending, and then the 20% into investing. And I think that's ass backwards, man. I honest to God truth, most Americans don't have enough money to take care of a $500. The $500, it used to be $1,000, right? But most Americans don't have $500 to spend on something that like an emergency at this time, right? Savings accounts are at a low. You also got the fact that you got all these loans out, man. We got a huge outstanding loan problem. I'm gonna talk a little bit about that as it pertains to women here in a second, man, because student loan debt is something that's eating us all up, I guess. Well, not myself, because I dropped out when everybody else stayed the course and did exactly what they wanted. Walked you into this chamber and turn on the gas on y'all, man, and y'all walked in willingly. You know what I'm saying? You got to be smarter than that. But it didn't affect me, but it's affecting a lot of people. Females in particular holding the most student loan debt right now, as they are the most educated, and in particular, black women. But again, I'm gonna get off into that in a second. You got to be investing your money now. As it stands right now, the first thing you're gonna want to do is you're gonna want to get out of the credit card debt. You got to do that, man. That's 100%. The first thing you need to do, go ahead and get out of credit card debt. Go ahead and pay your debts down to where you have money for emergencies and so on and so forth. If you do hold a credit card, I'm not saying cut it up. I ain't that kind of guy, you know what I mean? Credit has its place. It is valuable for some things, and you do need it when you want to make a large purchase, so you're going to want to show something on the credit report. However, you don't want those credit cards maxed out, because every month it's building interest and it's hitting you in the face, and a lot of y'all can't hang through it. You know what I'm saying? Again, you can't deal with a $500 emergency. Then I suspect that the amount of credit cards you got piled up, you paying easily $200 a month on some of these loans. You know what I mean? So guys, and ladies, you're gonna need to go ahead and get your credit cards knocked out, taken care of, to where you can go ahead and start investing. And then you're gonna want to start investing. Now, right now, the stock market's at a high. I don't know if we're at all-time highs, but if we're not at all-time highs, we're damn near close to it. Okay. if you ask me, this is not the time to go ahead and start dumping money into it. But if you want to go out and start, you can use some type of Dave Ramsey strategy where you put a certain amount in every month. Now this is just a conservative strategy. You put a little bit of your income in every month, and you average that out over the years. So during the fluctuations, the ups and downs, you'll buy at high prices at some points, but you'll also buy at lows. I'm the type of person that likes to take advantage of the flow of the market. So I try to catch bottoms, and sometimes I miss bottoms, and sometimes I miss breakthroughs over the top when the market actually reaches levels that are above record highs. And I miss that sometimes, and I'm okay with that, right? Because again, I got investments that, one such, like I always mention, my trucking company. I have to trickle money into that slowly over time, and it builds wealth over time, and it makes for a more profitable business. And that's how I help myself, by trickling my money in. So I play a little risky on the other side. As I get older, I'll probably ease off of that a little bit, but that's just how I move right now. But for some of you, especially people who don't really want to, delve deep, because when they trick you, they try to tell you need to have all this knowledge. And I spoke about this before, all this knowledge about the stock market. Like, you feel like you have to learn something. There's nothing to learn, okay? You buy off into an index fund like the S&P 500, you ain't got to think about shit. If a company's doing bad enough, they'll drop it off. If a company's doing good enough, they'll put it in. And then your index will always have the top, like I said, S&P 500, for example. This is an ETF, okay? So if you want to find ETFs, you can just look up different ETFs. But I'm gonna describe this one. It's approximately 500 companies, the best companies that are more likely to have positive upside over the next years, or however they however they come up with that. It's more likely to go up, or these are good companies, and you don't have to worry about managing that portfolio. You just drop money in it, and you'll get somewhere between 7 and 9% annually. The last 365 days, it's up some 20s, almost 30%. So look, you would have done really well. I think that was the number, but anyway, you would have done really well putting your money in if you started last year. But this is one thing you're supposed to do. You're supposed to continually invest, and that's how you beat inflation. That's how you gain wealth, okay? So if you're not doing that, you need to reconsider your lifestyle. This goes for, again, this is men and women alike, all right? And this podcast is about helping people learn and helping folks grow. Right now, in the current state of things, man, we just not doing so well. You know what I'm saying? I'm about to get off into this other stuff, man, and we have a little fun. But, I always got to start with that, bring y'all into up to speed on some of this money. There are some markets, the housing market in a lot of different places where there was an influx during the COVID pandemic, like, particularly around my area, which is Austin, Texas, other Texas areas, Houston, I think Dallas, maybe having a price reduction. These housing prices are falling in these areas. Florida, these prices are coming down because a lot of people came from New York during the pandemic, fled down to Florida to avoid, the congestion in the cities. They didn't want to get sick, I guess, so they moved. A lot of shit's going on in New York, man. The economy's falling apart, and all these immigrants are up there, and there's crime rates up, and nobody really wants to live in these really congested cities. And these cities used to flourish, once upon a time, but ever since the COVID pandemic, and Joe Biden won't shut the damn border, so we in Texas, y'all call yourselves, y'all want to be a sanctuary city, fine. We're going to send them shits right there to y'all because we want to shut the border. If it was up to Texas, we'll close this whole thing down. Wouldn't be no damn illegal immigration problem, but hey, it is what it is. But anyway, so folks fled those states, and they came to either Florida or Texas, these big red states that are taking care of business, protecting the people like we should. And now they're leaving because, well, quite frankly, the cost of living skyrocketed in those areas, and they can't afford to stay. All right, well, fortunately enough, I'm able to leave my family in a place where it's safe and secure like that, and I don't have to, we're not forced out. But there's a lot of people that are being forced out, and the fact that people are being forced out, which means the prices of things are coming down. I got a reduction on my rent here recently, and there's a lot of the housing costs is coming down, and they're more affordable. I say affordable. I mean, I can afford it. I know a lot of folks can't, but again, that's why you need to be on this channel and following what I'm doing, man. Because if y'all ain't doing the same things, some of the same shit I got going on, you could have going on for your family too, and you be in a position where you can choose where you want to live in America. There's not a place in America I can't live. There's not a state, a jurisdiction. There's Hell, that stands true. It's not a place I can't live. You know what I'm saying? Because I've got the income to put my family somewhere. And I'm not a millionaire by any means. By any means, I'm not even close. But I can put myself within reason. You know, and I'm not talking about $1 million properties, but wherever I want. And that's because I implement a lot of strategies. I keep myself working. I'm always on the hustle. Again, I'm out here doing this damn podcast in the truck. I'm hot. I got the damn AC running, wasting diesel fuel, trying to keep myself cool. You know, just so I can come out here and make money on a holiday. Whereas, what are y'all doing? Most of y'all sitting around barbecuing. Y'all will watch this episode like tomorrow, maybe, so on and so forth. And, you know, we got to do better than that, America. So let's pick up the steam, man. Let's get things going to where you don't have to be forced out and where you can take advantage of when the prices are coming down on some of this real estate. You can get your hands on something. Also, as it pertains to real estate, since the prices are coming down for these houses in these more affluent neighborhoods, it stands to reason that other jurisdictions are going to do the same. You know, so the lower income homes, they're going to eventually come down as well. But people, like I said, are moving out of areas that are higher priced to the lower price areas, so those prices haven't fallen just yet. But once all of that starts to happen, the federal government's going to go ahead and drop these interest rates and to where it's more affordable actually than to buy a home. All right, but they're not going to do it until these prices continually come down, and that means, guys, we're still looking at another, a little while. Some of the guys I listen to that are predicting the future. These are the economists and so on and so forth. They come on to CNBC, so on, and people I listen to on YouTube. These random guys, and I post a lot of their stuff here sometimes. I'll share some of their content, but these guys are predicting that on into the future. What we're going to see is price reductions over the next, 2, 3, some of them saying 5 years. They're saying that what the federal government is doing to the economy right now is going to have a lagging effect that's going to happen over the span of several years. And so these prices, the housing prices, could continue to come down. So if you're jumping in right now, you're buying in right now, and you're buying in at the high interest rate, and these realtors are telling y'all that y'all are going to be able to refinance. I'm seeing a lot of folks online, and strangely enough, guys, it's black people, it's black folks, it's the same folks that are suffering from the student loan debt. I'm seeing there's a huge overlap right now. The same people that, and again, going political with it, same people that go ahead and voting Democrat. I'm seeing a lot of these folks getting deceived and going ahead and buying these homes when these realtors, it's like going to see a crack dealer and asking him if this is going to addict me, okay, or if this is going to harm me. Of course it is. You should know that. But of course he's not going to tell you that. He needs to make a profit. So these people are doing the same thing to a lot of you guys, man. Matter of fact, I got a clip for that real quick. Do I have a clip for it? I think I have a clip for it. I'm gonna go ahead and try to look for it, but if not, I did see an episode of in the spoiler alert, but I did see an episode on there's a show on Amazon Prime called Them. If you look up, I think it's episode 4 or episode 5, but in the first 5 minutes, the story takes place back in the time of like Jim Crow and all that stuff when black folks were moving to more affluent neighborhoods, like when we finally got access to like the white neighborhoods, like and they were moving to Compton. Anyway, there was a meeting between all the realtors and people that are selling real estate and so in the area, and they were saying that they were going to jack the interest rate up to subjugate the black man, the black family. Okay, like they had a plan. They were like, oh, they're gonna come here, they're gonna buy our real estate, and we're gonna make a killing off of them. Guys, it's happening still. Same things happening. They sell us a dream. Okay, you go to college, get educated, and you'll make income. What happened with the student loan debt? And who's got the student loan debt? Look at that. Pay attention to the racial demographics specifically. And per capita, what's going on. You know what I'm saying? And pay attention to the genders as well. Again, I said we're gonna talk about that. But guys, you have to pay attention to these numbers. Not every investment is a good investment all the time, and that includes real estate. Okay, it doesn't make sense to go off and buy a house right now with the interest rates high if we suspect the price is going to come down. Because if the price does end up coming down, your ass is not going to be able to refinance that home. You're going to be stuck with it, holding that bag with that expensive ad, and what's going to likely happen is a foreclosure. And by the way, foreclosures are up right now. Guys, check me behind this shit. Foreclosures up right now. I get a lot of people on Facebook that want to argue with me and tell me all this, that, and the third. Y'all don't pay. A lot of these folks, they don't listen to them, guys. They don't pay attention to the numbers. They're not worried about spending a whole lot of money. Well, their biggest concern is who's going to be president. And you know that don't matter. That ain't mattered since I've been alive. Matter of fact, who really is the president of the United States. It don't really even matter. But they were trying to vote their way out of poverty. And that is not going to work. It's ineffective. It's never worked. It ain't going to work now. It didn't work then. We're still in the same situation. It's getting worse. Take your finances under your own control. So yeah, foreclosures up right now. Check behind me. I'm just a guy in a truck studying this shit just like y'all could. All right, cool. So that's about all I'm gonna say on that right now, man. I can't really get, I can get deeper into it, but that's good enough for now. Get investing. Pay attention to these numbers. Pay attention to this math, because it's gonna matter to you in the future, and it's the only way to stop getting screwed. All right. Now, trust in men is at an all-time low. Trust in men is at a low, and it's crazy because, I sit here and I look online. I see a lot of shit. I see a lot of posts. We've been talking as guys for a while. This whole red pill shit just popped up. This red pill community where guys are really paying attention to how women act versus what they say, how women dress versus what they say they are, and so on and so forth. All right. And we notice patterns. And the patterns do not run alongside with the way women talk and the things they claim they want, okay? And it's interesting. So here recently, I'm finding that women are starting to learn.
I have my nipples out, I have my panties out. It's gonna sound hypocritical, but shit. Because I did so much shit in my life as a mom and like an evolved young lady. Young, emphasis on young. There's just things that I just feel like I would never do, or I'm just like, oh my God, I really did that?
God damn it! You can't make this shit up!
Right? A lot of women are seeing through the bullshit, right? They're seeing through the shit that they were taught.
Listen, when I don't have on no makeup, dudes, they be on me. The niggas be, they out. They be, hey, let me get your number, let me take you out. When I have on makeup, girls be trying to talk to me. At this point, man, I owe the men an apology.
And the things that the lies that are being told by the media, like women are strong and we're just the same as men and all this other shit. Physically, intellectually, anything, all encompassing. We are not the same creature. The only thing we come together to do is eat and breed. That's it. Otherwise, we're just different things, almost all together. Okay. And there's reasons why. All right, I'm gonna discuss some of that today. Just in brevity, in order to get y'all, because shit like this should be obvious. Like men are stronger than women, all right? And why do you think that is? Testosterone is a molecule that literally it helps produce and conserve muscle, okay? And so men are strong like that, and it's for a reason, right? Right? Women have a role. That's not to say women are not special, right? Men are hunter-gatherers, right? So we're more attuned to our spatial environment, right? It's funny because they always say a woman can't navigate, so on and so forth. And I would imagine by and large that's true. I would imagine by and large. Again, it's because we're hunter-gatherers. We had to get out there and be aware of what's around us and what's gonna harm us and what's gonna get you, ladies, and what's what could come in and eat or harm our children. So we had to pay attention to shit like this, man. We're not built. There's not two genders for no reason at all. Okay, it's called specialization. It happens in the wild anyway. You watch animals evolve, and they evolve to be completely different creatures altogether. Well, it just happens to be that within those species, that the genders have specializations as well, and the men are specialized to be more intimidating, which is why we grow these beards to have a wider and bigger face. Okay, it makes us look more menacing. While we have muscles to where we can bend our environment to our will and build these houses and so on and so forth. There's a reason women don't go into construction, right? There's a reason women overwhelmingly want to be in humanities and y'all took all that student loan debt to get into study of how to arrange flowers or stitch clothing, and this is stuff that it was passed down by word of mouth, and again, y'all went to school and paid tens of thousands of dollars to get these pieces of paper that tells other folks that you can basically do exactly what women have been doing for the past, I don't know, 1,000 years, however long women have been stitching clothing, a couple thousand, however long. It's had it been beyond that. We've been wearing clothes since the time of the mammoth, if I'm not mistaken. So I'm just, anyway, but ladies, you have a specialization. Y'all are useful, right? And what are women useful for? Guys, y'all are the nurturers, providers. You provide not providers, but nurture providers. You provide nurture. You provide affection in ways that men really just can't, right? We talk about the psychological differences. If if I'm better at reading the map, well, certainly a woman is better at reading the facial expression. And that's just gonna keep it. I'm just gonna keep it real, because at the end of the day, she's got to be able to discern what is going wrong with that child, with that baby, right? I've heard women say it. Again, it's myth to me. This shit doesn't make any sense. Just like ladies, a lot of the shit men say doesn't make a damn bit of sense to you. Some of the shit women say don't make sense to me at all either, from a psychological perspective. I just can't know what they know. Women are sitting there telling us that they can hear the distinct cries of a child and know what the child wants. And this is an infant. This is one with no speech, right? This 6-month-old, right? This baby, a difference in the pitch maybe, or something about the cry, and they can tell. Man, I'm a musician and I don't hear none of that. And all it sounds to me is ruckus. It sounds like ruckus. I can't make heads or tails of it. It's obnoxious, annoying, all the shit you want to say. It's all that. I just want to get away from it, to be honest. And I know a lot of men act like that. A lot of men that claim that same thing. And then there's other guys that go ahead and they want to coddle and cool with the baby and all this kind of nonsense. Hey man, fellas, that just ain't that. Look, I don't believe that to be the natural state of how men act. I believe that to be social programming and so on and so forth, just like what I'm about to discuss with women, right? Ladies, man versus bear, all right? I know y'all done seen this shit.
So the question is, would you rather be stuck in the woods with a man or a bear?
A bear.
Okay, what about you?
Yeah, bear.
Probably a bear.
Did you only say that because your two friends over here?
No, honestly, I just think that I would be able to outrun the bear. I feel like we hear more like horror stories about like sexual assault, and so that fear is like ingrained in my head.
It's more a negative comment on like how our social media and how media in general portray men, because the image that you're getting of men is obviously pretty negative.
Yeah.
Whereas generally speaking, men are not like that. It's more likely you'll meet a kind-hearted man in the woods than you will a kind-hearted bear.
This is insane, ladies. This is insane. Yeah, again, men are built, physically to provide and protect you ladies. And that runs into our psychology. It's like we're wired to do that because it's our only job. You get pregnant, you wind up vulnerable for 10 months, right? You really can't defend yourself or flee. You really can't hunt. So what do? We just keep feeding y'all, because as long as we feed you, as long as we, just like this semi-truck engine, as long as I keep putting fuel in the tank, the baby will grow, the mission will be complete. So all I have to do is make sure nothing harms you while you're in the process, and also bring food while you're in that process. That's what we're built for. So, and a bear is built to eat any goddamn thing that comes in front of them. Ladies, come on, this is insanity, all right? And this is social programming. I was in a conversation I'm about to get into with a woman where another woman chimes in and she's like, well, what lies does society tell? Well, certainly tell women specifically, right? She's acting like women don't get told any lies. Like all the things women believe modern time, in modern day, right now, today, in 2024, like all the shit that women believe is accurate. That's what this, I can't even say what people believe in 2024 is accurate, let alone women. Fuck out of here, man. But this woman wants to make this claim, and she does this shit in this condescending, nasty tone. I don't even know this female. She just chimed in. Matter of fact, the woman I was talking to don't even know this female. Let's get into it, man. So the Facebook post that she made had something to do with it. I'm gonna read this off of my tablet here. Where did I write that shit down? Oh yeah. So the post was a woman standing by a male, and the male was conveying to the woman that a man wants a woman who, and then she puts her finger on his mouth. I know y'all have seen this. It's a picture. I'm gonna put it up here. Puts her finger on his mouth, and she says, "We don't care." Now, ladies, that lack of care, where do you think that comes from? That shit's been preached to you ever since this 1960s with this women empowerment shit, all this strength and all this bullshit. Women can do anything a man can do. Man, that is bullshit. Those are the lies that they're telling you. And what they're doing is they're making you not appreciate men. And guys, again, ladies, they're deceiving you, because if I were the government, if I wanted to control a group of people, if I wanted to subjugate them, I would figure out their weaknesses, right? And a man's weakness is a woman. And men have in droves, right? The masses of men have acquiesced to these types of women. This is why, you know, we see in public this grown-ass man sitting there holding a 2-year-old, I feel weird even doing it, a 2-year-old boy, and he's kissing him and all up in his face in public. I don't care if it was private. I don't act that way with my children, specifically not with my boys. I don't do that. And they still know I love them, and they still know I care about them, and they still call me every day, okay? I don't do that. I whoop ass in my house. I take care of business. I make sure that everything is in order. And they all thank me for it. And they love me for it. And when I come home, we have a blast. Y'all see it all over Facebook. I don't post when I get in their ass, obviously. Okay? Obviously. But what you see again on Facebook, that's what you see. That shit is real. You don't have to, and men do this shit. You don't have to sit there and kiss all over a little boy's face. If you ask me, that's weird. And it gives rise to the bullshit we're seeing when you're watching all these grown-ass men and they're taking advantage of children sexually. This is what this breeds. I don't believe men should be all up in loving on children in that way. This is my belief. This is how I feel about it, right? We're not built that way. And then with the types of sex drive we have, men possess, the type of sex drive we possess. See, what y'all don't understand is psychologically, things can be confused. And as to avoid that confusion, I don't get all up on no child like that, man. Y'all look at the president of the United States right now. That's an embarrassment. When you got this man around here rubbing and touching on kids, like, man, come on, dude. I ain't claiming he is what he, some type of sexual deviant, let's just say. I'm not claiming none of that, but I'm gonna say that shit looks weird. That shit looks weird. Men are not supposed to be like that. But we acquiesce to what women want, right? And so if I were gonna hijack a society, I would just change. If I can control the women, I can control the men. Think about who are the consumers in the country. Women. The ones in the most debt. Women. The ones more likely to be obese, women. The ones that are more likely to be in poverty if they're a single parent, women. The ones that are gonna do, you can look this shit up too. Yeah, a lot of people want to challenge me like this woman here. A lot of folks want to challenge me, and they be the biggest, and I'm just keeping a whole buck, okay? They be the fattest, brokest. I mean, some of these people, like, I have a motto. I wanna get like the people. I look at a person and I judge them before I follow them. Does that make sense? Because I'm a rational fucking human. Alright? I look at a person, judge them physically, fiscally, psychologically. What does your wife look like? What does your husband look like? How do your children behave in public? How do your children behave? I look at all that shit before I go ahead and follow somebody, man. But a lot of y'all will sit there and fucking follow that dumbass woman right there. Just born in a different generation on top of that. She's got a sociology degree, and she believes that has some bearing in our reality right now, when we know that all of our psychologists, all of our sociologists, our scientists, our doctors have failed us because we have the fattest, most depressed and divorced, fucking something I was gonna get into. Birth rate is at all-time lows. Y'all all are broke, and y'all still follow these people. That don't make no damn sense to me. But y'all gonna sit right there and do that shit. Cool, man. Y'all gonna stay broke. Y'all gonna stay out of shape. Y'all gonna stay unhealthy. Your relationship's gonna continue to fail. Your children gonna continue to fail. They gonna keep winding up in prison. Y'all are gonna continue to be broke. And it's gonna get worse and fucking worse. And these illegal immigrants that y'all wanna bring over, because the same people, that's who they wanna, these illegal immigrants that y'all wanna bring over, they gonna replace y'all ass. They got y'all beat all day long. Them Mexicans come across the border, them folks work. If they Chinese, they work. I don't know if they're a part of the CCP and all that kind of shit, but I do know one thing. If they are, it don't help that you lazy as hell and these people are not, baby. They coming over here, they gonna take y'all shit over, dude. It's over with for y'all. It's a wrap. You gonna have to get on your shit. And ladies, this is why I'm so adamant about this shit. A lot of people are like, what does it matter to you? You're married. What does it matter to you? Man, my kids gotta be brought up in this damn country. I got children. I want grandchildren. What's wrong with y'all? And we gonna just sit there and let this shit fail? Nah, man. I'm gonna come on here. I'm gonna keep it real with y'all, bro. It's you. Ladies, it's y'all. You're being deceived. You're being lied to, dude. You should care what men think about you. Because we choose who we marry and protect and provide for. If you got a nasty attitude and we don't like it, you out the door. You got too many tattoos, you out the door. A lot of guys don't like this nose ring right here, the septum piercing. It makes them look like a cow or a bull. I tend to agree. Now my wife has that piercing as well, and my wife has tattoos, and I'm attracted to her, but that's because I chose that. That's of my choosing. You understand what I'm saying? It doesn't make her unattractive to me. But some men don't like that. Some men of standard, some men that you ladies might be interested in don't like that. And if they don't, you're gonna have to acquiesce. This old lady, the one I was talking to, this old lady is she's a grandmother to a person that used to know my wife, right? And sadly, this person that used to know my wife, she is unmarried. She is, I'm gonna be polite, out of shape. And I don't see her post very much on social media. What I've noticed about people that don't post on social media is that, and this is anecdotal, I know these people personally, they don't seem to have very much going for them in life. Now, if it's a woman, she doesn't have a husband, and she doesn't post very much. If she's if she might be out of shape, and she doesn't post very much. No children, she doesn't post very much, because that would mean a woman's failing. All metrics by which we judge a woman, right? If she's unsuccessful fiscally, she won't post. Okay. Now, some fiscally successful women will post that don't have children, so on and so forth. But you have to be successful in some regard, in some capacity, right? The capacity that you determine. That's what's important. It's the capacity. You have to be confident in yourself to post on social media, which means you're gonna have to fit the criteria that you believe is something to be proud of. So I see a lot of women. I know some women that are fiscally they've got money, but they don't post though, or they have some type of decent job and they're taking care of themselves, independent woman, right? But they don't post though. I know some women that are mothers, but they won't post their bodies though, because they're out of shape. I know that. You know, I know a lot of I know these people personally, and again, this is one such person. Now, what this older woman is doing is she's just trying to, let's just say, support her granddaughter. Okay, and I see a lot of this going on. She ain't the only one. I see a lot of this going on from the older generation. If you have a daughter, if you have a son that is not, let's say, doing any of the things I just named for women, and for men, if he's out of shape, he's broke, he ain't got no wife, and so on and so forth. I see a lot of folks making these arguments, but mostly it's on the female side, because see, the men are usually more likely to post regardless. Men are usually more likely to be proud of themselves and doing what they're doing. Okay. But I do in fact know some that aren't. I know guys that ain't got no money. I know guys whose woman runs the house. She's got more fiscal. She takes care of. She makes more income than he does, and she posts. She has a social media, but then he doesn't. He's not proud of himself, dude. Ain't no man proud. How can you really be proud when a woman is carrying you? Get the fuck out of here. Most men don't move like that. Anyway, so but I digress. I'm gonna go back to the women. Ladies, just because your grandma or your mother is telling you good job, hell, I guarantee they said good job for that degree too. And you in the most debt you've ever been in. I guarantee you they said be a strong, independent woman and men gonna like you. And you're finding out now, which was unbeknownst to me. I'm surprised just like y'all, okay? I knew it didn't matter to me. My family used to shit on me, and I'm talking about I was in high school when I said these things. I met my wife, and I was like, I don't care if this woman works for the rest of her life, I don't. And I was 20 years old speaking that shit, but in high school, beyond that, before that, I don't want no strong-ass, independent-ass woman. I didn't like those attitudes and those personalities. I used to tell this to my mother and my sister, and they were right there, and my cousins, and they would sit there and talk that shit back to me, that same feminist bullshit, and wind up on down the line. I don't want to put them out there, but where's the husband? Where's the family? Cousins, siblings, what we got going? You know, I grew up with these people. I watched it happen. I watched it play out in real time. But I thought, but based on what they were saying, I'm like, well, maybe they know something I don't know. Perhaps when I grow up, I'll find out. You know what I'm saying? That some men do, and in fact, some men do like these strong ass women, and will take a woman that's out of shape or it runs her mouth a little bit too much. You know. Dresses a little too scantily, right? She walks out with her butt cheeks out and her boobs lifted up all high and stuff. Puts photos shots from behind where you can see a butt in the mirror on Facebook and on Instagram and so on and so forth. Women that act like that, some men might like that. But it's interesting because it's always the type of man that you ladies don't want. And that's the most important part. Ladies, come on. So you won't start a family with him, or the types of guys that you won't start a family with you. So you wind up single because you listening to this bullshit. Saw a post the other day, and I might dig up the video. I'll try to see if I can find it. But this woman was sitting there saying to herself, she was saying to the public rather, in the video, she says, men, it's funny how men don't want us to wear all that makeup. I get more attention when I'm wearing all this makeup from women. When I take my makeup off, they be, hey, Ma, what's going on? So on and so forth. They be right there. She say, yeah, we be all up in your face when we can see it. That's just we don't want the BBL, but Nicki Minaj got y'all thinking that. And this woman wanted to challenge me. This old fucking beat down, I don't know, liberal. And I'm not talking about the you know, I respect the one I know, right? You know, I don't talk that way about the one I know, right? But the woman I didn't know, this big, fat, liberal, you know, outspoken, loudmouth bitch, want to sit here and tell me I'm, what she say, spewing bullshit. She used the word bullshit. And I'm just as polite with this woman. I don't know this fucking fool. Ladies, y'all listening to that shit. Then a guy like me, and I mentioned this to the ladies, I said, a guy like me who makes money, has a family, black male, and Trump supporter, previous Democrat, has rolled Republican, all right? Wife doesn't work, and you not curious about the shit that I'm telling you works for me. You're not at least curious as to what women ask for masculine leadership. And reject this shit when we give it. Man, you can't make this shit up. Like Kevin Samuels stayed saying, you can't make this shit up. And here we are. Fatter than we've ever been. I said this on the post. Oh, by the way, she took it down. I can't even pull it up for y'all. She took the shit down. She took it down and then reposted it. Again, I wasn't rude to this woman at all whatsoever. But I did put facts on that damn page on that wall. And it's funny because a lot of men was under that comment section and they were agreeing with my ass. They were agreeing with the shit I was saying. Women are fatter than ever, in more debt than ever. Suicide rates up for both genders. Depression's up for both genders. Self-medication. Drug use is up. Birth rate is down. And women make the most money and they're most educated than they've ever been. Please explain. I got an explanation. The government set it up this way. They put y'all ladies in a situation where y'all are gonna be having children, divorcing the fathers, and wasting your money. Because they know that without leadership, you will go astray. It's biblical. I hate to quote the Bible. I'm not even a Christian. I'm not a Christian, I'm not a Muslim. But the books had some damn wisdom. If you go back and read, some of these books will tell you that you're supposed to yield to your husband. And a lot of y'all ladies walking around without one. This is why Islam is preaching polygyny. This is why Islam is preaching polygyny. This is why they believe in that. Because they believe that every woman needs a husband. Every woman should have a husband. And we know that on earth there are less men than women. So it only makes sense. Ladies, y'all are gonna have to start listening to guys like me. A lot of y'all are gonna have to end up marrying guys like me. A lot of you guys, ladies, y'all are gonna have to change the way you think, and I mean dramatically, and I mean now. If you want to have any ability or any chance at having a decent future, because right now y'all are going into the toilet, and it's sad. It's terribly sad to watch. Because as a man who y'all don't trust, I am hardwired genetically to love women. I'm hardwired, and I don't mean one. It ain't singular. I'm hardwired to love as many women as will allow me to. And that doesn't mean providing them, protecting them. That doesn't mean marrying them necessarily. Okay? That means maybe even just preaching to them, guiding them, leading them. Men are natural born leaders. We are built to lead our society, lead our race, the human race, lead us to a place of prosperity. That's why I do this podcast. That's what it's for. I'm not here to berate anyone unless they come at me in some type of way. You come at me disrespectfully, yes, I'm coming right back with that same energy. I don't want no smoke, but you want smoke, then you're gonna get it back from me. 100%, baby. I don't give a fuck. I'm not with all that pacifist bullshit. I'm not that way. You bring guns, I got guns. You bring knives, I got knives. You bring fists, I got fists. You bring words, I got words. And that's how we gonna live. It's the bottom line, because men need to stand the fuck up. We need to stand up. Now, shit's going awry. Rapidly. Going off the rails on a crazy train. Ozzy Osbourne. It's bad. And a lot of people predicted this shit. Here we are. Weak men produced hard times. Hard times produce strong men. We're at that point. Strong men are emerging. The late Kevin Samuels. Myron Gaines. Who could forget? I should have named him first. Andrew Tate. Dr. Jordan Peterson. Donald J. Trump. And there's pushback. Because that slave mind that they bred into a bunch of y'all can't even stomach the shit come out of these guys' mouths. It's funny because when you listen to Andrew Tate, a lot of folks get offended. Y'all ass funny, cause I laugh. That motherfucker, him and his brother Tristan, boy, they had me fucking weak. That shit, they funny as hell. They funny as hell for a couple reasons. Hey, that's cause how we talk anyway. This is how men talk. These are things we say. That's how we joke amongst each other about women, politics, whatever. Weak men, we talk that same shit. These fellas talk. We talk the same shit. And second of all, these guys are speaking in hyperbole. It's humor, right? Like if dude says something like, I can't think of an example right now. Let's say if put it like this: a lot of the shit that comes out of the man's mouth is jokes. He's joking. He's joking. Example. Let's see. Let's just say we say something like, all men that are dating women with high body counts are bitch ass niggas. Let's just say that's something that comes out of my mouth. He's never said it, but this is something I'm saying. Let's just say we say that. There's exception to the rule, man. That's hyperbole. Motherfucker, he's trying to be inflammatory. He's trying to be incendiary. What he's trying to do is bring people. He's trying to bring people to his channel. He's trying to gain awareness, get attention. Because a lot of y'all, and see, I'm a part of his social program. It's called The Real World. So I'm involved in that. And inside The Real World, it's interesting how they communicate with us. They don't talk to us like that. You know what I'm saying? It's a whole different tone. Because what he's trying to do, he's trying to actually help and motivate. But see, a lot of y'all wouldn't know that though. A lot of y'all don't have the resources to just buy the damn membership and get involved. It is what it is. And stay involved on a continual basis. A lot of y'all don't care enough to actually involve yourself with guys like that. A lot of y'all don't care. A lot of y'all are too, it's the fact of the matter is a lot of y'all are too weak. A lot of women are too weak to go ahead and get in shape. Man, my wife used to do it. I was attracted to my wife even when she was thin, but this woman has gotten in significantly better shape. Now she's got muscle tone and the legs are thicker and so on and so forth because I pushed her in that direction. And this woman tells me, thank you, that's the best I've ever felt. I feel the best I've ever felt in my whole life, she says. And that's because I forced her by mouth. Oh yeah, if you live in my house and you're not doing what I suspect you should do, if you're not living up to your potential in my home, I'm gonna shit on you. You're fat. Oh God, my family ain't fat. No one in my house is overweight at all. Okay, my family is in shape, fit. We go outside, we play on a regular basis. I still call everybody fat, just to keep them on their toes, just to keep them on edge, just to remind them that we don't want to be that shit. We don't want to be it. And it's hyperbole, because my family knows. My family knows I don't find them fat. If I say you're dumb or you did some dumb shit or so on and so forth, or get out my face or something like that, if I'm any of that, it's all in jest. Because we are a tight family. We love each other. But see, a lot of y'all been softened. Y'all don't understand what it's like to be under the protection and provision of a masculine force of a man. See, I reject a lot of this shit. Again, keep that shit up and we're going to wind up deeper and deeper into a hole. Deeper and deeper into poverty. more and more under Chinese influence and Russian influence. Guys, you don't think that? Look some shit. Look, go Google some of this shit. We're gonna keep falling more under oppression. You think you're gonna vote your way out? You ain't getting out of it like that. That's my lecture for today. That's my spiel, man. Y'all gotta do better, ladies. 100%. Fellas, subscribe to the channel, man. Find me on Facebook and shit, man. Follow me there. I talk this shit, man. I need a lot of y'all masculine guys to step the fuck up. Come on, join my page, and let's get involved with talking this shit. If I've met you across the nation, and welcome to the channel. And I appreciate y'all being here. We need to have this conversation, because if we don't, we're gonna continue spiraling and spiraling and spiraling out of control. We gotta do better. Hands down, no questions asked. Let's get it. Yeah, appreciate y'all, man. We'll catch y'all next time. Peace.
I noticed that you love to look up in the sky at your silly old planet. You're probably dreaming you could go back there someday. It's just a dream.